Put it on your phone too. What's up, everybody? Let us know if you can hear us in the chat while we're up here. My name is Tarris, Troy Horton, with my wife Tammy. We're doing something different on episode number 10, our final one. So this is pretty cool. Go in here and change our privacy settings. All right, everybody. If you come in, just let us know if you can hear us okay and how we sound in the chat. This is episode 10. This is our last episode of our Blended Journey podcast. And we're here to say farewell to this season, to season number 1. How did you like season number 1, honey?
Doing this. I think it's fun. I think we've got some ideas for next year and some special guests that we're going to have on our show. And it was interesting.
What was the most interesting part about it?
People watched it.
Yeah, a lot of people did watch our show.
And we got comments, and we gave away things,
and you're still allowed to comment now. If you're coming here and you're watching this, just leave us a comment. Let us know that you're watching, or if you can hear us okay. Tonight we're going to talk about a few things. This is a new format too. Look, because we're right beside each other. Usually she's in a camera one way and I'm in a camera one way, but this time we are together doing this podcast live together. So we had a lot going on this season. Season 1, we started off with season 1 where we just did a recap of all our travels from going to Puerto Rico and our honeymoon and taking a private plane for the first time. How did that feel?
That was scary at first, but it was pretty cool. It's a lot faster than taking that ferry across.
Heck yeah. And one thing that we did learn here is we're done traveling. I think we're done traveling for right now because we are traveled out. I know I'm traveled out.
I'm traveled out. I think Hilton had really, except maybe New York after Thanksgiving for a couple of days.
To go see the
tree and
go watch the tree light up. So what are the topics for tonight? We're finish up on what were our seasons. And then season 2, I think we talked about some other things. Then season 3, we started getting into politics and we watched the debate stuff and
episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3.
Yeah.
And then episode 4 and 5, we talked about some relationship things, and then our dog and our puppy hunt, and you can see our cats.
They had a little catnip.
So tonight we're just going to talk about some things that we had going on for the week, because we got an hour for our next, and at the end of it we'll talk about some things that we have going on for our next episode coming in. And when you come in, let me know if you can hear us okay, if you sound all right out there, if you give us a thumbs up or like button, or if you can put in the chat that you can hear us, because this is a completely different format that we're trying tonight, that we've never done it to where we're just sitting right next to each other. But that's what we got going on tonight. So if you can hear us in the chat, let us know what we got with that you can hear us pretty good. Episode 10. How do you feel about all the episodes that we've done so far, and where we've been and where we're going with this podcast?
I think we did good. Again, I'm surprised people watched this. I don't know. That's just me. You're more of the person out there in the public than I am. I think where we're going, or where we need to go in the next season, like I said, we're going to have some special guests. I know I've spoke to Carol about it, and I'm sure you'll be speaking to John about it. How they blended their journey and their family, because they have 8 to 10 years on us, right? Mm-hmm. And I think diving more into, what it's like with, I know I'm sick of saying this word, what it's like with menopause, and what it's like to blend this family, and, talking about, we need to start making traditions.
And that's the truth. I think we should make a tradition.
Go make it turn the dishwasher off. I didn't mean to start the dishwasher.
That's where, can you hear us okay out there in the chat? I know I'm not, I can't hear how you hear. So we're having a little intermission for a second, and then we're going to get back to the programming. But this is our Blended Journey podcast. You can
turn it off, Mr. Horton.
That's all right.
I didn't think about the dishwasher being so loud.
That's why I remember when we had to give Bailey that refrigerator.
Because it was so loud, and then she took it to her office and said, Boy, that thing's loud.
See, these are things that we learned during a podcast.
Yeah.
These are things that we learn as we go. I mean, like who knew that? Well, I knew.
I'm turning on a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Well, we do have one damn loud dishwasher.
Well, I mean, like when you're recording, you're trying to like make a podcast. It's a loud dishwasher. Any other time you wouldn't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's things that people don't realize when you're producing a podcast and when you're doing things like that. The lighting, the sound, because this isn't easy. That's why I'm saying season 10. We did 10 episodes.
We did
10 episodes, and that's something a lot of people have not attempted to do. Or and the reason why we set out to do it is to maybe affect one couple, if we go to be a positive light on one couple. So okay, now that we can hear it, you were talking about some special guests, and what kind of you're talking about guests that we're going to potentially have, and what were you talking about?
I want having other people on that have chosen to blend families. And let's talk about the real stuff. Like, I think our perspective is different because we don't have children under a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so getting some different perspectives with, John and Carol did have children under the same roof, and getting some different perspectives, as well as, that big M word that we're all experiencing, and how it's like for, our husbands to go through this with us. And
yeah, because it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's not fun at all. And really trying to make the switch to doing this as holistic as possible, going through it. I think that's, in my own journey with therapy, with my therapist, I think that's more towards where I'm gearing is how can I go through this naturally without pellets, without prescriptions.
I mean, that's real. I mean, because we were talking about pellets and how that, that's real. I don't take pellets, but I don't understand. Could you explain a little bit more what somebody might understand about pellets?
I wasn't making testosterone. And so I spent a year on testosterone pellets. Boy, they're awesome and amazing. But they're also very addictive. I'm finding it very addictive for me because I could tell when it plummets. And so right now I'm going through the plummet and doing my best not to have to go get them, or choosing not to go get them right now, and seeing how I can go through this in the most natural way. And that was something I wanted to, I think that was one reason why I called you today too, is going through my journey with my therapist, who is much wiser than me and has been through menopause. I learned about this thing called a Vitamix.
Never heard of it.
Well, Mr. Horton, we're going to look into it. And you're going to start having green smoothies for breakfast with me.
Oh, man. Here, I'm being a test dummy. I'll be like, what's going on with my stomach? I'm like, I got to poop every 15 minutes. And I'm like, that's what you got. That'll be wild. But I'm for it. I'll try it at least once or twice or something like that. If you're out there in the chat, you have a question for us. We are taking questions on this. Our last Our Blended Journey podcast is going to be our last episode of the season. Next season, we're going to come back at with you with some different things. We were just talking about how menopause and perimenopause, and how men, like, I do believe that men go through things as well.
Absolutely, you do.
But I don't know if it's the same, because guys my age, all we're wanting to do is get back physically to the shape of we were when we were in our 20s. I mean, most guys in their 50s and 60s, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as fit as we possibly can. I say that as I eat M&Ms in bed. I eat a handful of M&Ms in bed. I'm trying to get in shape. I play pickleball. Me and Nate play pickleball. Shouts out to Nate Engel out there. He asked me tonight if I want to go play pickleball because we got to get it in before the weather changes. But we will go play. I'll be playing pickleball inside at Town and Country. If anybody wants to come meet us out there, there's a group of people. They're like 50 to 80 years old that play out there at Town and Country. So,
and eventually you're going to teach me how to play.
Yeah, if you already know how to play.
Haven't played it yet, sir.
But you still know how to play. I guarantee you'll be that's what you said. I had to
we went to the arcade and kicked your ass.
Kicked my ass and everything.
And something neat, I think, that happened was that last week, where Carol surprised me with this cute piece of paper or little book about, do you have night sweats? Do you have mood swings? Do you have all these things? And she got Julie and I tickets to go see Menopause.
Oh, that'd be nice.
At the Airnaft. So we're doing that in November.
Sounds like fun.
And we had the neat experience of taking our kids to the Marleys.
Yeah, we went to the Marley concert and it was pretty cool.
That was a dream of mine because I think if anyone knows me knows how much I love Bob Marley, especially Damian Marley's music, and how originally when my children's were named, we particularly did it for the initials BMW for Bob Marley and the Wailers, and it was always been a dream to experience the Marleys with Bailey. And so there was some tears shed that night because it was emotional to. And Ron got us awesome and amazing tickets, Andrew's dad, and it was just a beautiful experience.
That was awesome, and I don't think I've danced that much at a concert ever. I mean, because it's
making me tear up just talking about it.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, that concert's been special too because we went and saw Damian or
Ziggy.
We saw Ziggy.
Oh God, we saw Ziggy,
and that was good. But this concert topped the Ziggy as well. But you know, like you were talking about how personal it was for you and Bailey. For me, this was the first concert that I felt free enough to dance sober. Mm-hmm. And on my sober journey, it's like this concert was the first concert that I was able to, you know, like dance and have fun and be free and just have a good time. It was a really good concert. Really then we ended up going then we went to Nelly.
2 days later. We went to the Reds game with Nelly.
With Brad Harmon and his girlfriend, Lindsay.
Loved her.
Yeah, Brad. She's a keeper. You got to keep her around. We like her a lot.
Loved her.
And then I think they're out to dinner tonight. So if they're watching or if you are tuned in, if you happen to be catching this, Brad, she's a keeper. Keep her around.
And you're also an amazing real estate agent because that's the other thing that's going on in our lives. We finally sold the Sheridan house and we close on Friday.
Get it
or not this Friday, the following week.
Get it out of here.
Yeah.
And then then the Nelly concert. Let's go back to we went to the Great American Ballpark, and I'm telling you, everybody was there. I seen so many of my friends there. I was like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" I will address this. I seen a friend of mine who, you know, I mean, people show you who they are, and they show you exactly where you stand with them in life, you know. And I get it. And I see people who I think we're better friends than what we really are. And I appreciate the people who show me exactly where we stand in friendship. Because I saw some dude, I ain't seen him in a really long time. And I text him, I was like, "Hey man, I'm sitting right behind you, blah, blah, blah. I ain't seen you. Good luck, blah, blah." And he turned around like if it was me and I saw somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time, I would be like, "Oh, what's up?" I would, you know, like it's different. But I realized that I'm a different type of person than other people. So it's all good. But the Nelly concert was good.
And I think that's what we've, you know, we talk a lot in our privately, you and I talk a lot about friendships. And I think just the experience we had on Saturday, you know, your political party was here. And then we went over to Manhattan Harbor. You were DJing for Carol and John's band. And your sister asked how we knew everyone, right? Yeah. And it started with Carol and John. And it just kind of grew, and now we're members of the VFW. And it's just amazing that there's a lot of grief in losing friendships along the way. We evolve and we change, and we've really put our marriage above everything else. And that's kind of, you know, inadvertently closed some doors and some relationships and friendships. And, you know, but we're strong and we're making new ones. And, you know, Carol and I have been together since middle school and been friends since middle school. And I don't know. You saw that friend who wasn't very receptive to your text, but look, we were sitting with Brad,
sure.
who became
absolutely.
Our real estate agent, and how we got this house, and how
absolutely.
That friendship is forming, and then we met Lindsay, and
we're at different places, and we're different places. Like the friends who I'm referring to, they've got small children.
Yeah,
you know, like they're doing stuff now that I was doing 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, so we're in a completely different, like we don't have any kids in the house. They got little small ones running around. So I'm sure they got all this other crap going on in their life that we don't have that kind of stuff going on. So it's just like we get to focus in on each other, which is cool. And I agree. And I'm happy for the friendships. You find out who your friends are. You really do. You find out who your friends are. And I don't forget shit. I just don't. I mean, because everybody has peaks and valleys, bro. Everybody has peaks and valleys. I try to stay the course just like this, because you never know who I said it to. Shane's wife, Tara's gnome brought the boys in to get their haircuts, and we were talking to the boys, and we were like, "Oh, you're small, you're short." I was like, "Man, I'm a late bloomer." I was like, "It's good to be a late bloomer sometimes," and I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of family and talking about, where we need to start creating some traditions, sir.
All right. This is a tradition. Horton's Our Blended Journey podcast is tradition number one. We have a tradition that I'm running for office, so that's a tradition that we can start. I know what you mean. What would be a good tradition to start?
I think family game night once a month.
Family game night. Which we can play Uno.
Mm-hmm. I think family breakfast once a month. We talked about we were the other day, and I talked you into going to Big Lots with me. Winter solstice, having some sort of tradition around that. I haven't figured it out yet, but that is typically December 20th, December 21st. And so doing something like that, because neither one of us are big Christmas celebrators.
Yeah.
Celebrators, probably not.
I mean, that's something we could talk about. I mean, like why don't that's something real that we could talk about? Why don't you celebrate Christmas? I can tell you why I don't celebrate Christmas, and you can tell me why. Or I'll go first. I don't celebrate Christmas because of what it's turned into. I remember when I was a kid, man, Christmas used to be, everybody says that, what Christmas used to be when it was a kid, and then you find out, but I was never lied to. My parents have never, ever once in life ever told me that Santa Claus was real. I never believed in Santa Claus. My dad was like, I'm not going to work my ass off and give credit to some fat white man. He's like, I'm just not going to do it. So, but I never believed that Santa Claus was real. So, Christmas over the time, whenever they start saying it's Jesus' birthday, we all know that's not true. So, I mean, Christmas to me is just like it's a way, in my experiences, it's a way to set expectations unrealistically. So, but I like the good in Christmas and how it helps people give to people who are less fortunate.
Which we should do more often.
I like the family getting together of Christmas. I was saying all the things I don't like about Christmas first. I don't like the commercialization of it. I don't like how they lied about it, making it Jesus' birthday. I don't like about how Santa Claus, even to black kids, is white.
Oh, we saw a black Santa Claus cookie jar, and I have an antique black Santa Claus that I've had for years before I even met you.
There you go, trying to balance it out.
I guess that was the universe saying, just wait for that black man to come.
You're Black Santa. I'm your Black Santa. Ho, ho, ho. That's what I'm going to dress up for for Halloween. I should dress up for Halloween. I should be Santa for Halloween.
I should be Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
I wonder if Carol's having another party.
For Halloween?
Yeah.
We got our Halloween outfit. I'm going to be Santa Claus for Halloween. Be on there. What the fuck? That's good. That is a good one. And so, yeah, I mean, and speaking of Halloween, it's coming up pretty soon. So we got are we going to have people over trick-or-treating? If you live in Dayton, Kentucky, and you want big candy bars, send your kids over here to get to 208 Berry Street, and you'll get big candy bars from her. My wife's gonna make them.
I am not making homemade candy bars.
I'm just joking. We'll get them from Big Lots. We'll get them from Big Lots or something.
But I think a tradition of, my kids are out of the house. Christmas isn't important. Halloween used to be my favorite holiday.
Mine too.
And so I think the winter solstice and celebrating the long, dark months instead of looking at it as doom and gloom. So that's kind of what I want to put into our home this winter is snowflakes and snowmen and a plain tree with no ornaments on it and just kind of celebrate the beginning of a new year.
What about a holiday tradition for trick-or-treating here? Kids, if you're listening, if you watch this, kids, you can come over for trick-or-treating and pass out candy.
We're going to sit in the driveway because we didn't do it last year.
No, we didn't. Last year, I don't know why we didn't do it last year.
Because we weren't home, but I don't remember why.
Maybe we were at a Christmas party or something
on Halloween.
That. Who knows?
We had Thanksgiving last year.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
I think we should keep that tradition of having Thanksgiving.
Sure. Whatever you say, honey. I don't care.
I think it was only my parents that showed up. No one else showed up.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, our kids, we're learning how to navigate 8 adult children. Yeah. And not put the pressure on them to have to see their parents, But it was neat today. I got to take Deuce for a walk, our grand dog, and he showed me that Gigi's not walking him. He took his leash on his own and walked himself. And then Kaz came and got his haircut. So in between sessions today, I got to run and give him a hug. And
sounds like you had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a good day when we get to see the kiddos.
Yeah, we saw Bailey and Andrew Saturday and Sunday, and it was really good. Mr. Horton, I'm going to challenge you on live. Are you ready for this? Let's have a little debate.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know what this is about? Oh, come on. You know me better than anyone else. What did I send you today?
A dog.
So if we're already picked out the floors and it's already happening in the next few weeks, what's the puppy going to do? He goes to work with us anyway.
I don't want no puppy right now. I ain't trying to get no puppy right now. I mean, I'm good on that. I'm good on a puppy. I'm sorry. We say after Thanksgiving we're gonna get a puppy. We're gonna have when we come back next time when we on our season 2, we're gonna have a puppy. We'll have a puppy named Carl.
Carl Rogers Horton.
Yeah, we'll have a puppy named Carl here soon, so that'll be a good thing. I hope you guys enjoyed season 10 as much as we enjoyed
season 1.
Season 1. Season 1 is episode 10.
Mm-hmm. What else have we been doing?
Campaigning.
Went to Hilton Head, but we've already talked about that, right?
Not traveling no more.
We love our home too much, especially when we get new floors.
So we're good. We're just relaxing, and we want to thank you. We want to take time to thank every single person who watched, commented, shared, seen us out, and said, "Hey, we like your programming." We're moving into another phase of Horton's Consulting. My wife we have our speakeasy that's going to be opening up pretty soon, and okay, I got some things because we're about to close out. We're only going to do a 30-minute session tonight. So I'm running for office for Dayton, Kentucky, running for city commission, or city council. So you'll see me out like that. Starting in the beginning of the year, if you get your haircut by me at Horton's Barbershop, by me, not by Christian, but by me, it's going to require you to be a member of Patreon. I'm only going to cut Patreon members' hair. It's easy to join. You just join. It's free. If you got an email address, you can join. But I will not be in. And then starting January 1st, 2025, I will no longer be taking payments unless you pay through Patreon. Unless it's either cash or Patreon. It's starting January 2025 at Horton's Barbershop. And then I think we'll be coming back to you in February. We'll do some pop-ups. And then what do you got going on, sweetie?
Well, we talk about it. We got the group. I got to get that uploaded on the website this weekend. We have the NKCA socials being held at our space October 16th. KCA is here for the first time in my journey as a therapist. It's up here in Covington in November. Groups are starting. Perimenopause and menopause group is starting in October, and the Navigating Difficult Co-Parenting group is starting in October as well. That's going to meet once a month, and I think perimenopause, menopause is going to be every other week. So we have a lot of. I don't think we've stopped in weeks.
Yeah, but we're about to. I'm canvassing, but we're going to stop this. But we've been consistent.
We've been consistent. And I also had this idea today. You know how we kind of hunker down in the winter anyway, because neither one of us like to be cold. I don't know about these hot flashes. I kind of look forward to throwing myself in the snow this winter, making snow. Was it snow angels when you lay down in the snow? Is that what it's called? You're going to see your wife outside in the middle of the night.
Snow bunny and the snow
angels, right? I don't know if you've watched this, and I thought about it today because someone mentioned it. What if one of the shows that we binge watched this winter and talk about is, what's the zombie one? I completely lost it.
Walking Dead?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I watched a little bit of it.
I used to watch it.
You've seen it? Okay.
Me and all my friends used to get on.
Okay, well, that's old. We'll find something else.
Find something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But we thank you guys for tuning in on episode 10. We hope you had a good time on our Blended Journey podcast, season 1.
Episode 10.
Episode 10, and peace out.
Mm-hmm.